the White House trusted the Whelan family enough to give us advance notice of the trade happening. If we had reacted angrily or publicly, we might have sabotaged the result, and it was very kind of them. It allowed us to process the news, the disappointment, and really the devastation for my parents and Paul privately. Someone actually went up to my sister's home in Massachusetts and visited her in person and gave her the news and spent time talking about the result. It was a person that she knew from the U.S. government, so it's a person that she trusted, and I think that was really helpful to have the first person in the family who then could relay it to the rest of us, be aware of the details and the rationale for why Paul would still be in Russia. It makes sense to me that the president would say there's an American who could come home, and that's really the only deal that is available right now, that the Russian government was willing to trade Victor Bout for Brittany Griner. For whatever reason, Paul is beyond what the Russian government has been able to tag a potential concession for. And I think Brittany Griner shouldn't spend a single day. No wrongful detainee should spend a single day more in detention than they have to. So it's a great day to have an American freed from any hostage-taking nation, and I think that's an important part. I think he's been doing pretty well. He was seen by U.S. Embassy staff on November 16th. They said that he looked healthy, and all of his phone calls before and then after that short hospital stay were very positive with our parents. He'd mentioned things like, if he was freed, where would he live when he came back to the States? And so I think he had hopes that the offer that Secretary Blinken mentioned back in August was something that might actually come to fruition. Now, when it would come to fruition, he wasn't sure, but it sounded like he was hopeful that there was a possibility. And he was able to speak to our parents from early December up until today. He's spoken to them today. And obviously today is a much different phone call than he has had in the past. He's very disappointed. He had a phone call from the U.S. Embassy earlier in the day to let him know the news. So this time, just like we weren't surprised by it, he didn't have to learn about it on Russian media, which I think that was a real kindness. It was much more about, the disappointment and the realization that I think we all realized that the math is not going to work out for Paul to come home anytime soon unless the U.S. government is able to find concessions. And so I think we aren't really sure what the way forward is to know what the likelihood is that he will ever be freed, other than by serving his entire term.